Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over the best way to get the most ferocity possible, what the most ferocity possible is, how to achieve it, and all this stuff about it. If you guys do enjoy today's video or found it helpful in any way, please consider subscribing. It's free, you can always undo it later. And at 1,000 subs, I'm going to be doing a pretty big giveaway, so stay tuned for that. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so ferocity's been a stat that's been on for quite a while, But real quickly to go over what it does is ferocity is the percent chance. And if you have 100% ferocity, you have a 100% chance to double strike. So ferocity is a chance to double strike. 100% ferocity, you're guaranteed to double strike every single time you hit. So every single time I hit with a weapon, it really deals twice that much damage, or hits twice. Now if you have 200 ferocity, then you triple strike. 300 ferocity, quadruple strike, so on, until you can't get any more ferocity. And you can get a lot of ferocity. I'm talking like 1.5k almost ferocity. Like, it's insane how much you can get. So I'm going to go over how. Join my Discord server if you haven't already. I do giveaways in there and you don't want to miss out. But first thing we're going to go over is the weapon of choice. Now, most people cannot afford this weapon. So I know that. But first weapon you're going to want is the Atom Split Katana. And there is a very big reason behind this. It has the ability called Soul Cry. Gain plus 400 ferocity against Enderman for 4 seconds. Now this is ferocity against Enderman, because otherwise you can't get that much, because most weapons are against Enderman. If you don't want to do stuff against Enderman, things you're going to want is Werewolf Armor, Tiger Pet, and Dirty Reforge. However, if you're trying to get the most ferocity possible, you're going to want Atom Split. Atom Split gives you 400 every time you right click, so far we're at 400 ferocity. Just by using this ability, you hit 5 times every time you hit, which is really insane. Next item. Now, Atom Split Katana has the ability where it's just an ability. The sword does not have ferocity, meaning you can sword swap to 2 possible different items. First item, or first weapon, Valkyrie. Valkyrie with the right Dirty Reforge has 80 ferocity, with Vicious 5 and Dirty. So, this is without Chimera. I'll add that later at the end. So you can get 80 ferocity from this, or I believe the Shredder also gives about as much ferocity if you do it maxed out. Yeah, so you can get 70 ferocity with the Dirty Shredder, or 80 ferocity with Valkyrie. But Valkyrie's the weapon you're going to be wanting to be hit with if you can afford this stuff, because it's better than the Shredder, quite obviously. Next thing, we have both the weapons. These are the 2 best weapons to have stuff. If you have Vicious 5 and Dirty Reforge on a Mythic Valkyrie, that is the most ferocity you can get from any sword in the game as a stat. Excluding Chimera, which I'll include later. The armor you want is the new armor added to the game, Final Destination Armor. Now, most people for doing bosses wear 3/4 of this and then Warden Helmet, wherever you don't have to. If you're just going for ferocity, you want the full set, as it has the ability where it's got decent stats. It has the ability, full set bonus, the Vicious Darkness. It costs 2 soul flow, but you get 50 strength, 30 bonus attack speed, 10 speed, more intelligence, and 200 ferocity against Enderman. So as of right now, we're at 680 ferocity. Right out of the gate. Weapon gives 400, other weapon gets 80, other one gives 200, 680 ferocity off the gate. That means you get, every single time you hit with just using this, you hit 8 times. Next thing. This is the pet. Quite obviously, you're going to want to use the Tiger Pet. Now, I understand why they nerfed this now. Because if the Merciless Swipe used to be 100% ferocity, if it was still 100% ferocity, you could get over 2k ferocity. With like a lot of ease. Like, you could get over 200k ferocity. Sorry, 2k ferocity. However, this gives you 25 ferocity and 50% ferocity. I'll add all the percents at the very end. This gives you 25% ferocity. However, because you're freaking rich, if you're doing this, you are going to add the Minos Relic to it, which increases all stats by 33%. There is another one that gives, I think, 8 ferocity, to all pets. However, that doesn't stack with Chimera, so right now you'd be at about 32 ferocity on your pet. And then with Chimera, which copies your pet stats, you'd be at another 32 on your sword, making your sword about 110, 111-ish. So out of the gate, you have about 130 ferocity, give or take some. Sorry, 730 ferocity, give or take some. Because 680 plus 60, so you're at 140-ish. Now enrichments, ferocity enrichment gives you, I think it's 0.3% ferocity. Yeah, 0.3% ferocity. Which means that if you have all talismans, that equals out to about 7.5 ferocity. So right now you're about 750 ferocity. Now let's go into all the buffs and stuff you can add to your armor that involve percentage. First one, the Renowned Reforge. I spelled that wrong, didn't I? Renowned Reforge. Renowned gives most stats, increases most stats by 1%, so this doesn't count ferocity. This does count. So you would get plus 1% ferocity. You have this on all 4 pieces. You get plus 4% ferocity. Then you include Legion. Legion has the unique ability where at level 5, it buffs as it goes on, but at level 5, you increases most of your player stats by 0.35% per player within 30 blocks of you, up to 20 players. So each one increases by 0.35%, multiplied by 2 is 0.7%, multiplied by 10, it increases your stats 7% if you have 20 players around you on each piece of armor. You have this on all 4 pieces of armor, increases your stats by 28%. Right now we're at a 32% increase boost with adding to our ferocity. Next thing is the Tiger Pet buff. Tiger Pet buff is 50% ferocity, so now we're at an additional 82% ferocity. If this Tiger Pet buff had been not nerfed and was at 100%, this would be insane. Like, you would hit so much ferocity. With all of this stuff, here, let me quickly do math. Alright, so using my big brain head total amount calculator, I determined that you would get 380 ferocity, give or take. I probably forgotten to include one tiny factor, like a tiny Reforge or something, so don't yell at me. I included most of the big parts, most of the big ferocity makers, alright? But you would still get, even if I messed up a little bit, you'd still get about 1.4k ferocity. Which means you'd be most likely to hit 15 times every single time you hit once. If you do 100k damage, that means you're doing 1.5 mil damage. If against the actual boss. If you hit for 1 mil damage, you do 15 million damage a hit. That's with like no sword swap, no nothing. If you were to like sack Valkyrie, and well, Valkyrie's a really good sword, instead use like an Emerald Blade or something like that, and edit some of the stuff out, you could find the perfect combination. You could get so much damage, including ferocity and the base damage. You can get like 26 mil damage base before strength nerf, and hitting that like 3 to 5 times is insane. So, join my Discord server in the link below. It'll help out a lot. Also consider subscribing. I want to hit 1k subs by the end of the month. I need help to do that. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it a lot. Peace. See you guys next one.